Thing one tonight, Martin Luther King Jr. Day has come and gone, and as usual, all sorts of people tried to co-opt his message for their own political purposes. Most notably, Mike Pence quoting Dr. King to push for Trump's border wall. The NRA tweeted about Dr. King's denied application for a concealed carry permit to make their case for the right to self-defense. Even the white supremacy spouting Congressman Steve King, no relation, used the words of MLK about the dangers of staying silent about things that matter. But it was the brand spanking new governor of Tennessee, Republican Bill Lee, who may have had the worst day when he spoke at Tennessee State University's MLK Day of Service and Convocation yesterday.
I wonder what Dr. King would think about where we are today. And I think that he would think that there has been much progress made, but he would think that we have a long way to go. And that is what I believe as well.
After the governor spoke, he took his seat on stage, and our old friend, the Reverend Dr. William Barber, took his turn.
Politicians can't say they love Dr. King and how he stood for love and unity, but then you deny and refuse to support his agenda. Right, Governor?
You're going to want to stay tuned for Thing 2 in 60 seconds.
Politicians can't say they love Dr. King and how he stood for love and unity, but then you deny and refuse to support his agenda. Right, Governor? I mean, since you came, right, Congressman? So let me show you what I mean, Governor. Dr. King would not have been for a wall. And the hurting, how many of y'all are not against a wall? Everybody here that's not against the wall, politician, everybody, and will tell Donald Trump, you don't need to be building a wall to separate people. We need to be spending money to give people health care. Stand on your feet. Now, anybody that doesn't stand on your feet, you get to see. Wait a minute. How many folk in here believe, like Dr. King, that everybody ought to have what Teddy Roosevelt, a Republican, asked for 100 years ago, and that's health care for every citizen? Everybody believes that. Stand up. Now, if you can't stand up for that, then don't say you love Dr. King. Governor, what's your last name? Lee. No, that ain't that's not no Navajo name. That's like Barber. Even though I'm mixed with it, that comes out of England. So how is it that a whole bunch of folk that are nothing but immigrants themselves now want to pass some laws that if those laws were in place in the 1920s, their own great-grandmamas wouldn't have been able to come here?
For the record, Bill Lee says he's a seventh-generation Tennessean, but 3 days into his new job, I think the governor maybe got the message.
You may be seated. I'm just saying, I'm too old to play now.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.